If I had to start LinkedIn today, I would do it way differently than when I started years ago. LinkedIn works under a completely different set of rules now, and it's really set itself apart from the other social media platforms out there. So if we want to grow our business on LinkedIn, we don't just need a different strategy, we need a completely different mindset. And we're going to talk about both today. So we're going to start with mindset, which I know sounds all new agey, but just trust me, and then we're going to use that to build our strategy. So I find that a lot of business owners and marketers, when they get into LinkedIn, they want to get certain things. Questions I hear all the time are, how do I get more likes, comments, and reposts? What's our shares? How do I get more followers? How do I get more customers? And I understand why they're asking these questions. When I started on LinkedIn, I had these questions too. But these questions no longer work on LinkedIn, and here's why. LinkedIn is different than the other social media platforms. Take Facebook, for example. People log into Facebook to connect with family and friends, and really to brag about themselves. Oh, your son just made honor roll? Well, my daughter just skipped 4 grades and won the Great British Baking Show, and she's not even British. Let's just like each other's posts so we can boost each other's egos. LinkedIn does not work this way. One of the top reasons why people log on to LinkedIn is to learn something. Not stroke each other's egos, learn something. And LinkedIn knows this, and it's reworked its entire algorithm around this fact. So if we just waltzed into the LinkedIn network, where members are trying to gain the skills and knowledge for their own professional growth, the last thing we'd want to say is, hey guys, let's talk about me and how amazing I am. You should buy from me. And you know what's even worse? When we keep the attention here, then we're focused on how things come this way. In other words, how can we get these things for ourselves? So here's what we're going to do on LinkedIn. We're going to replace the word get with earn. How do I earn more likes, comments, and reposts? How do I earn more followers? How do I earn more customers? And how do we earn it? By not thinking in this direction, but thinking this way. In other words, giving our audience what we want. It's a giving mindset. And on LinkedIn, the givers are the winners. Okay, so how do you build a strategy off of this giving mindset? And what would happen if you gave away so much, and we'll talk about what giving looks like, but what would happen if you give away so much that people don't have a reason to buy from you, and you fall into financial ruin, and you spend the rest of your days nurturing your LinkedIn network from a cardboard box? We'll get there in a sec. But first, here's the big general message you want to communicate on LinkedIn. And you're not going to use these exact words in a single statement and a single post, but it's more, here's the general communication that people will get from you as they see you on LinkedIn. I understand the challenges you face in your job. Here are free resources that can help. If you need help that's more personalized, here's how I serve my customers and why I'm qualified. Let's talk. Or in simpler terms, I get you, here's free stuff, want more? Hire me. I don't know if anyone's ever summarized LinkedIn this way, but that's what it is. You're showing your audience that you are a caring, expert resource who, by the way, is available to do actual business when they're ready for that conversation. Now, if at some point during the sales conversation you want to parenthetically mention your daughter who skipped 4 grades and won the Great British Baking Show without being British, go for it. I just wouldn't lead with it. Now let's color code these 3 statements and see exactly where they're going to pop up throughout your LinkedIn journey. Now on your LinkedIn profile and your LinkedIn company page, we're mostly focusing on number 1 and number 3. And by the way, if you're a regular to this channel, you know I've talked time and time again how the LinkedIn profile is more important than the LinkedIn company page, both from a people prefer connecting with people standpoint and a LinkedIn algorithm standpoint. So if you're trying to figure out where to put most of your attention, put it on the profile. And by the way, I have a whole video that details for you how to optimize your profile to attract your ideal clients, and I'm going to include that link in the description. Now, as you're building connections, you want to engage with them so you can nurture relationships, and direct messaging is a great way to do that. You're mostly going to do number 1 and 2, especially 2. And in terms of those free resources, it can be, here's an ebook, or here's an interesting article that came across my proverbial desk, or here's a video that you might find helpful. And obviously you spread out these gifts over time. And remember that this free information you're giving is generalized for the masses. If someone needs more personalized help, that's where you come in, your company comes in. That's when you're available for hire. I've made 6 figures worth of business just on LinkedIn, just giving away free stuff, and a cardboard box has not yet entered my life. Now, like I mentioned, you're mostly focusing on 1 and 2 with this direct messaging. So where does 3 pop up? You're going to know when the time is right because someone's going to either say, hey, can we talk? I might need to hire you. Or enough time has passed where you've been giving away these free resources, maybe it's over the course of a couple months, that you've earned the right to reach out and ask and say, hey, can we have a conversation and learn more about each other? And hopefully that leads to a sales conversation. Now, another powerful way to engage with your network and nurture those relationships is to engage with their content. So that means commenting on their posts or reposting their posts. And obviously when we're commenting or reposting, we want to say kind things about the content that this person created. People do want a pat on the back, I get it. But also there's a huge opportunity for number 2 here. In other words, adding your fresh insights or extra knowledge to add more depth to the conversation so people get even more value and it shows you're an expert. Okay, what about posting your own content? You're gonna do a little bit of one, a whole lot of 2, and on occasion, less than 20% of the time, sneak in 3. But remember that question, how do I earn more likes, comments, and reposts? Once I got into the nitty-gritty of the LinkedIn algorithm, my results shot up 1,000%, literally. So check out this video in the top right corner. I did a ton of research into this, and you're gonna get tons of tips you can use right away. Thank you so much, and see you in the next video.